Hi, Steam Lizzy coming to you today from Coldwater Steampunk Festival. I have another crafty, artsy creation for you today. We are making pom-pom creatures. These are very easy to do, and we're not using the pom-poms that you buy that are just pieces of fluff that you get at craft stores or dollar stores. We are going to be making them from scratch. I will show you how to make a pom-pom at the end, but first I'll show you some of the great things you can do. So this is one of my all-time favorites here. So this one is made from the homemade pom-poms. It's got felt cut. It even has little claws or nails on it, and it's got the big eyes. There are many things you can do. You can put the little pom-poms that you get from craft stores and do something like this, and dangly legs. You can have the big feet, the big eyes. You can use Google eyes. You can use the glass eyes, the really nice dragon glass eyes that you get from the higher end stores as well. There are many things that you can do. The cutouts on this tail, for example. So you can have it already preformed like this, and you can tie the two parts together, and then to make it more stable, you can take your hot glue gun and glue it in and make sure that it's nice and tight. And there are many different kinds of ways that you can cut your pom-poms. I'm not going to demonstrate that part, but you can see the tighter you cut it, all these little strands, the more firm you get the pom-pom. So you can do a combination, and you can twist and turn it any way you want to create different types of creatures. So it's nice to have a variety in closely cut parts and looser parts to make the most interesting creatures. So this one, for example, he's got his feet on it, and then the head can be tied on here and or glued on, and then you get a nice creature. But first, you may want to cut out pieces of felt, so maybe you want a little ridge back on him with the tail going down. It's up to you, you use your imagination. So you can buy pre-cut felt shapes, you can get felt in rolls like this, you can get patterned felt, like these types of things with different patterns that are really awesome for different kinds of creatures. And you can, if you're doing this with the kids, you can cut up small pieces so that they can decide what they want, or you can pre-cut eye shapes in felt or ears and tails, so even the really young ones can get into it. You can buy different kinds of pom-pom makers. For example, this one. This you can actually make several pom-poms at once. What you do is you get your yarn and you wind it all the way around. So you go around and around and around, and then you tie it off in sections. You can make several pom-poms at once with something like this. Many of the pom-pom makers you see are round discs with a hole in it that you wind the yarn around as well. But my favorite way to make pom-poms is actually with fingers. So I'm going to show you how to do that with two different types of yarn. So let me just find the end of this one. So you can wind them together, or you can do a little bit of one and then the other, but I'm just going to wind them together like this because I want to do this quickly so that I can show you. And of course, the more yarn you use, the tighter a pom-pom you're going to get. I'm probably not going to make it as tight as I normally would because I want to show you basically how you do that. So we'll just get some yarn wrapped around, and you can see how quickly this goes. And even young kids can work together. Just make sure they don't cut their circulation off. I'm going to cut off one. You leave a long string on the other, slide it off your fingers, and this is where kids may need help. And then the part where it's open, you wind this around a couple of times, pull it tight. Put your fingers this way so that you have a place that you can tie a knot. And you want to go 1 knot, 2, and 3. There we go. And if you have 2 of these, you can see how easy it is to tie them together. Then you take the scissors, and again, young kids will need help with this, and you cut the strands. So these are actually kids' scissors, and it takes a little bit of work. If you want to do the cutting with sharper scissors, you can be done in a matter of seconds. So I won't cut all the way through this, but I will just show you. It opens up like this, and the more yarn you have, the tighter a pom-pom you can get, and then you can trim it to make it even, and you can get it as tight as this one. So happy pom-pom making, and enjoy your creative creatures. Bye.